Protection is very important, right? Everyone needs protection. Likewise, plants also need protection. And this protection is given to the plants by protective tissue. So, what is protective tissue? It is the outermost coating of cells that covers plant parts, which include stem, root, leaves, flower, fruits, etc. by providing protection against adverse environmental factors and pathogens. Let's learn about protective tissue today. Hello my students. Welcome to Poonam's classroom. As the definition says, it is the coating of the cells that covers the entire plant. So basically, protective tissue covers the entire plant. And thus, the protective tissue protects the plant from harsh environmental conditions and also from pathogens. Now, what is this pathogen? It is the bacterium, virus or any other microorganism like fungi that can cause disease. So, protective tissue protects the plant from pathogen also. Protective tissue in plants can be of two types, the epidermis and the cork. Epidermis is the outermost covering of the plant. Let's talk about epidermis first. If we cut a section of the leaf and see it under the microscope, this is how it will look. This is the cross section of leaf. Can you see the one layer top and lower gray cells? These are nothing but the epidermis. Epidermis is the outermost protective layer of the plants. So, what are the properties of epidermis? Epidermis is generally a single layered cell. The cells are elongated and flat. They are closely packed without intercellular space. It is quite obvious that intercellular space should not be there, isn't it? If the space is there, then pathogens can enter easily. The cells are generally thickened on the outer side and thin-walled on the inner side. The aerial parts of the plant, that is, the parts of the plant which are exposed to the air like leaf, stem, flower, fruits, etc. have another covering called the cuticle. Cuticle is made up of cutin and wax. So, cuticle is the non-cellular protective film covering the epidermis. In plants where they have limited water availability, the cuticle is very thick, like in desert plants where the cuticle is very thick. While in plants which grow in normal condition, the cuticles are not so thick. Can you guess why it is so? If the covering is thick, then less water will evaporate, isn't it? Desert plants need to store water because they get very less water, so they have thick cuticle. Now you will ask me, ma'am, if the epidermis forms a complete sealed covering, then how does gaseous exchange take place in plants? How does transpiration occur in plants? Gaseous exchange means taking carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. For what, can you guess? Yes, you are correct, for photosynthesis. And transpiration means process of loss of water vapor. So, how will this occur if the epidermis is completely sealed? Our nature mother is very smart. What she did, she told, I will keep some tiny pores within the epidermis. These pores are called stomata. So, the small pores are called stomata. Isn't it like the doors of the house? The entire wall is the epidermis. The waterproof weather shield paint is the cuticle. And the doors and the windows are the openings, that is the stomata. Now, if the doors and the windows are always open, then the water can enter during rain. Cold air will enter during winter season. So, we have to control. We have to close the doors and the windows. Similarly, if the stomata is always open, then anything can enter, right? So, what is the solution? Simple, add some control to the stomata. And what are these controls? These are the guard cells. That is, they guard the stomata and control the entry and exit through the stomata. If we zoom in, can you see? This is the stomata and these are the guard cells. The guard cells are kidney-shaped cells. Is this part clear, my dear students? Now, I will ask you an interesting question. Can you guess whether the cells of epidermis have chloroplast? And what about the guard cells? Do they have chloroplast? Let me know in the comment. I will tell you the answer at the end of the video. Let's continue now. The roots of the plants are also covered by epidermis. In the roots, they form long root hairs which increase the total absorptive surface area. Since the surface area is increased, so more water will be absorbed. This is the root hair. So, epidermis is present all over in a young plant. When the plant grows older, the outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. The outer protective tissue is called cork. Thus, cork is the other kind of protective tissue. So, one protective tissue is epidermis, which we learnt, and now we are talking about cork. Cork is also called bark of the tree, and it is formed by secondary lateral meristem called cork cambium. The cork cells are dead cells and they are very compactly arranged without any intercellular space. These cells have a substance called suberin in their walls, and that makes the cork impermeable to water and gases. Now, as promised, let's see whether epidermis has chloroplast. No, epidermis do not have chloroplast, but guard cells contain chloroplast. Guard cells are also smaller than the epidermal cells. So, this completes the plant tissue part of the chapter tissue. Next, we will learn about animal tissue. So, before you leave, my dear students, don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials and also hit the like button if you found this video informative. See you soon in the next video. Thank you.